Elon Musk is setting expectations really high. He says this will be one for the history books. He's talking about the Robotaxi event, and there's this picture. Obviously, it's going to be in Los Angeles. My expectations for the event were actually really low, but now with Elon Musk hyping it up, they are definitely significantly higher. And Tesla stock is doing exactly what it does before many events. It goes up, and then on the day of the event or the next day it drops. We'll see about the drop. I am certainly expecting that. Not a guarantee though, of course, but expectations for the event now are much higher. Also, what's up with this picture from Tesla? Zeros all over the place. Maybe it means zero steering wheel, zero pedals, and zero drivers. It's unclear exactly what this means, but people are definitely getting excited before the Robotaxi event, but I think Steven has the best guess here. And it's not just retail Tesla stock investors and Elon Musk hyping the event. It's also Goldman Sachs. It recommends to buy Tesla call options before two big catalysts in October. Delaney from Goldman Sachs sees Tesla potentially having a cost advantage at scale versus other autonomous vehicle competitors. Potentially? No. It's not potentially. It's clear that Tesla has this massive advantage. They also praise Tesla's vertical integration and narrower sensor suite. But looking at this picture, I am now also expecting an Optimus bot update from Tesla, although that's not definitely guaranteed, but certainly I expect it now. The bot for Tesla, I believe it's going to be basically like the Model Y, meaning before the Model Y came out, no one really took it seriously. Oh, it's not really going to help Tesla that much. And then it came out, and look at the stock. It exploded in a very short period of time, and that was largely because of the Model Y, among some other things. The market doesn't really believe Tesla until it is actually producing the thing that's making the money. And this is where we retail Tesla stock investors have a big advantage. To those people that said that FSD basically hasn't made much progress, how about this? Tesla's FSD take rate is up 5.5 times. This data, of course, is not officially confirmed by Tesla, but this company provides data to the world's largest hedge fund. So I think there is certainly some high credibility behind this data. People are really talking about this. For example, there are people that believe that this means that multiple vehicles will be announced. For example, a van and one more vehicle on top of the Robotaxi. I'm not sure about multiple vehicles, but the We Robot word, I think, is based on the iRobot movie. This is the movie, and I watched it before, and I enjoyed it. In the movie, we can see robots and then autonomous vehicles, so it would make sense for Tesla to say We Robot if it's trying to basically do both. It would really remind me of the movie. So at this point, my guess is Tesla is going to give us an update on the bot, and obviously there is going to be an unveil of the Robotaxi, and it would be so interesting if we saw the Tesla robot Optimus step into the vehicle and then the vehicle autonomously driving around town. People are also saying that the dots and the lines around the lens is a Morse code of autonomous utility vehicle, which looks like the leaked Robotaxi vehicle photo. There are always hidden messages behind anything that Tesla posts about important events, so there could definitely be some hints like that. Oh, also, the dots and lines around the lens are the exact same ones as the ones on the Robotaxi app around the summon button, indicating that whatever and how many vehicles is being showcased, they are all Robotaxis. Okay, it's starting to make more sense now. But this is just speculation, and any of this or all of this could be totally wrong, but I do expect quite an update about Optimus during the event. And this is a bit of a warning to all Tesla stock investors, but I don't think that we need to be worried about this, but it's something that you should definitely be aware, and this is very closely connected to Tesla stock. X revenue is said to be down 84% from the moment Twitter was purchased, leading some people to speculate that Elon Musk is going to sell more Tesla stock. And while that's certainly possible, I want to show you something that will make you feel quite a bit better. Elon Musk also owns another business, SpaceX, and specifically Starlink here, which just reached 4 million customers across 110 countries, up from 3 million in May and 2.3 million in December. So it grew more than 100 or about 100% so far year over year. If we reach 4.6 million, that will be exactly 100% year over year growth, which would be absolutely mind-blowingly insane. Look at this growth. slow, 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 fast, a bit slower, and then exponentially fast. And with that, of course, SpaceX shares are going to go up. Sadly, at least at this moment, you cannot buy SpaceX stock on the public exchange, but I believe that is going to change. And all of us then could participate in SpaceX and Starlink. And one really interesting point about SpaceX is it never had a down round, meaning if you invested in SpaceX, it always went up and it's very steady, just up, 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 and up. Look at these valuations. Not only is it steady in terms of increasing in value, but also these are big valuations. So because SpaceX is doing so well, hopefully, if Elon needs to sell some stock to raise some funds to further fund X, maybe he will consider selling some SpaceX shares instead of just Tesla stock. And this is still just the early days for SpaceX. There's so much growth potential. There are predictions that Starlink alone will reach $1 trillion market cap eventually. And here's how the US compares to other countries when it comes to his objects launched into space. I had to actually scroll down for you to be able to see anything that's not the US. And this is all thanks to Elon Musk. In the meantime, Tesla has further extended its 5-year 0% interest loan incentive for new Model 3 and Model Y purchases in China. So 0% financing continues. So I think it's fair to expect another pretty good week in China. And October sales shouldn't really be below them because of this deal continuing. Now, this is quite something if this is actually true. I'm a bit skeptical about this, but hey, look. Can't really argue about what's written here, but I will need to double and triple check this. Tesla Korea has entered the certification process to sell the Cybertruck in South Korea. So not some random individual importing a Cybertruck, but supposedly Tesla is actually trying to sell the Cybertruck directly by itself. Is this true? This doesn't sound quite right, but I'll take it if it's true. Okay, so I did some digging and I found this. According to the correction report, a Korean importer, Kyle Trading, is going through the certification process, not led by Tesla Korea. So after the process is done, people will be able to import the Cybertruck, for example, from the US, but it's not Tesla actually trying to sell Cybertrucks directly to South Korean customers. This is a pretty big observation, and I am starting to mostly agree with this. If you're using FSD and it breaks unexpectedly, I suggest waiting 3 seconds, maybe 3 seconds would be too long. But if it's comfortable, let it break before overriding by stepping on the pedal. This could help avoid accidents. Starting from FSD 12.5.4, I've noticed my win rate drops significantly when I disagree with FSD. So FSD is starting to win a lot more often against drivers, which is really good. And really, it's inevitable. It's just a matter of time before the win rate is basically 100%. It will see everything before you do. It will do the right thing before you even start thinking about it. So there have been some speculation and reports that working conditions in Giga Berlin are not really good because there are so many people on sick leave. And what's going on? There is an investigation here actually which unveils exactly what's going on. Turns out there are 200 Giga Berlin employees who have not yet worked a single day in 2024. They just keep extending their sick leave every 6 weeks. They give you a new note. Oh, hey, look, I'm still sick. So to investigate, the Giga Berlin plant manager said, we informed the workforce about the home visits at the works meeting. So they would actually go to people's homes and check, how sick are you? What's going on? How are you? We're going to make sure you are okay, that you get all the care you need. And the workforce approved this. They are actually really excited about this because many colleagues are frustrated that the other co-workers are not showing up for work. So out of these 200, they picked out 24 cases, and production and HR managers that made unannounced home visits. The majority of them were not found, and in some cases, there was very aggressive behavior. So obviously, the reason for the sickness rate is not due to the working conditions. They say it suggests that the German social system is being exploited to some extent. Tesla said a personal visit has a different effect than a phone call, and magically, the sickness rate has fallen. People have been getting better and they are no longer sick. And I now found some data to back up my earlier statement that there is a pretty big FSD release going out to everyone. If you don't have the latest version, definitely double check. And overall, the feedback that I'm seeing about this latest version is mostly positive. Of course, some people are always picky and upset about certain things, but this seems to be a step forward overall. And Gordon Johnson, in the meantime, he actually reiterated his $24 Tesla stock price target. For how many years did he have this price target now? He's just wrong every single year. There hasn't been a year where he wasn't massively wrong with his 12-month price target for Tesla stock. He's just wrong and wrong and wrong and wrong. Sometimes he's only disastrously wrong, and other times he's basically unforgivably wrong about Tesla. And I wanted to show it to all of you guys because I remember some people around this time, end of 2022, when Tesla stock almost went down to below $100. During that period of time, I started seeing some people say, oh, Gordon Johnson was right all along. No, he wasn't. He just got lucky for a short period of time, and the stock was still infinitely far from his actual price target. So this is just a reminder to ignore Gordon Johnson, and a reminder that Tesla stock is extremely volatile. I am sure we will have another 50% drop at some point. It's just, is it going to be down from here, or is it going to be down from 400 or 500 or 800 or $1,000 per share, or maybe $2,000 per share? I'm sure it's going to happen. And everyone is going to be screaming again, oh, it's the end for Tesla. No, it's not. This is normal. Investors get emotional, markets get emotional, they overreact, and then suddenly negative hype turns into positive hype and the stock rockets. And that's going to happen many times for Tesla. It's just how Tesla works. Ooh, Tesla Cybertruck faces first real-world wait mode and power share test after a hurricane hits Florida. Yeah, driving a Cybertruck is definitely useful when you have a storm like this or a hurricane like this. Seems like Elon Musk is planning to invest in Vietnam, specifically SpaceX. He plans to invest $1.5 billion in Vietnam. This is not coming directly from SpaceX or Elon Musk. This is coming from the Vietnamese government. The president of Vietnam met with SpaceX government affairs official. So it seems like something is going on there, but 1.5 billion, that seems quite large. A few more details about Tesla's Robotaxi unveiling event. You must be 21 years old to attend, and they will actually check your IDs, and it is going to be an evening event. Remarks will begin at 7 p.m. And this is not Texas time, this is Los Angeles time, so it's going to be really late for quite a few people in the US. Oh wow, Omar is making some very strong statements here. Based on what I'm seeing with Tesla SD 12.5.4, anyone still stupid enough to be sure Tesla is going to be having trouble sleeping at night. It's all immaterial until suddenly it isn't. It's just really a matter of time. And look at this. Tesla stock is actually up now year to date. Not very much, but a little bit. Yes. So of course, naturally, a big shout out goes to everyone who sold significantly below $200. Thank you for allowing us to buy Tesla stock at cheaper prices. And AJ predicts that Tesla stock is going to recover to $300 per share before the year ends. This is without Tesla solving FSD and stuff like that. And this has been his prediction since February of this year. That's it for today's video. The reason why this video is shorter is because I was having some major technical issues and I realized it after I filmed the video, and then I came to a conclusion I would have to redo the whole thing. Luckily, I was able to figure out how to fix the issue in the editing software. Many of you probably didn't even realize that there was anything wrong. The certain aspect of the video today is actually a little bit worse, but it's not very clear unless you have better equipment to observe the video today. So hopefully it wasn't too bad, and I will see you back on Monday. I fixed my issue now, so the next video is going to be fine.